American 1314 procedure Bridgeport. Iraq Bridgeport, American 14.
You have information Delta. You have information Delta. You have Delta.
Are original, but I increased the of all the kind of steering functions, so I was actually kind of shocked that it all worked out, given how small the scale is. Yeah, this is completely made up.
Considered as a future of aircraft technology, the Dreamliner jet has now come under the safety scanner. India too raised its concern of the recent glitches in the Dreamliner jets, is awaiting a safety report by the US regulatory authority, which is the National Transport. In the month, there was need from as investigators worried in Delhi to development as public can.
Delivery and inducted into their fleet every 7 series aircraft Boeing's produced, from the 707 to now the 787. The 787 is just an unbelievable airplane, not only for our customers, but for the employees that work the aircraft. You know, everything from sort of the lighter materials and more fuel efficient, the larger windows, just the natural state of the environment inside the aircraft. It's just a phenomenal airplane for our customers and our employees alike.
Where it gives you different kinds of shades. Right now, this is the lightest one. And as you press the button and the passenger wants to have different shades, this is a great feature because even though it's daylight outside, the passenger, if there's another passenger coming down the aisle or sitting here, they're going to be able to still see outside with the capability of being dark and no lighting coming in.
This particular business class suite is customized and designed just for American Airlines. It actually allows you to go into many different positions of the seat positions, including the NASA-inspired Z position. So what you can do is turn on privacy, please. There's notification outside the suite to our flight attendants to say, hey, I would like to sleep through breakfast and please do not wake me up. We also have an IFE control that you can either go in the IFE or
but I'm not the kind of person that it fits. She said, where'd you wanna go? How much you wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody with some superhuman gifts, some superhero, some fairy tale prince, just something I can turn to, somebody I can miss.
Opens very smoothly. So the capability of this is instead of the bags being laid out with the wheels outside, they can be standing up. We can even put like 3 or 4 rollerboards in here. This is a great overhead bin.
This is the OFCR, which is the pilot crew rest area. If you notice, we have 2 bunks. This is where they come and take their breaks. We also have a seat right behind you, and it can be occupied for taxi, takeoff, and landing by one of the pilots. The door must remain open at the bottom of the stairs. Soon we will be using these flights going to Shanghai, to Beijing, and also to Buenos Aires. So if you think about it, the flights going to Buenos Aires are 8 to 9 hour flights, so they must have a crew rest. Going to Beijing and to Shanghai, they're about, let's say 12, 14 hours. So we do want our pilots very well rested.
For the passenger, we're going to be able to provide an experience as a pilot that we couldn't do before, which is provide a much smoother ride. We have a humidification system in this airplane that's going to allow you to arrive at the destination not all parched. Because it's a composite construction, we can actually keep the cabin altitude much lower than previous aircraft. This aircraft will go much higher. The other day we had thunderstorms all over the Texas area, and we actually had the airplane up to 41,000 feet. It's a revolutionary change. It's a quantum leap. I flew the 767, the 757, and this skipped a generation. When I came on this airplane, I sat down, and when I started looking at how a system worked, I went, well, that's exactly how I would have done that. Turning that on and making that operate is exactly how I would have done it. So that actually makes it so much easier for us to teach and then to learn, because it's intuitive.
It goes into service next week between Dallas and Chicago, and then in June between Dallas, Beijing, and Dallas and Buenos Aires.
Breaking news! A rogue citizen has been caught committing a terrible crime. Villager number 9 is on the scene. Thank you, Villager number 4. I'm standing where the incident took place earlier today.
We have footage of the event from a camera mounted on that roof. Hello. It was just a normal day in the village until villager number 14 showed his complete distaste for our laws. Stop! You violated the law! Stop right there, criminal scum! This was quickly followed by a high-speed chase caught on camera by a local traffic helicopter. It looks like quite a situation down there. Look at him go! He's running, he's running. Are they gonna catch him? We don't know. Oh, he's running. He's running. He's still running. Oh, he in trouble now. The police are everywhere. Are you seeing this? No. I'm a helicopter. Stop! No! Oh, he said no. Beep, 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 beep. Missile inbound. What? Deploying flares. Deploying flares. We're going down. We're going down. Beep. And that was the last we saw of those villagers. Villager number 14 was apprehended later as he tried to escape the village. Police had placed down stingers, and they proved to be too much for villager number 14. He was taken to court where he was sentenced to the pit of death. There you have it, village.
Transition level 70. Transition level 70. Transition level 70.
Hey there, fellow travelers. I'm Emmett.
And I'm Wildstyle.
After our last adventure, I guess you could say we've kind of become movie stars.
But we're between movies right now. And what do movie stars do between movies?
Star in a flashy airline safety video! Can we get the step-by-step flashy video instructions, please?
Here you go.
Step 1. Make sure you're inside the airplane. Oh, here we go.
Carefully stow your luggage in the overhead bin.
Whoa!
Emmett!
Oh, I thought you were a suitcase.
You can also store it under the seat in front of you.
What's next? Oh, please say seatbelts, please say seatbelts.
Seatbelt.
I knew it! When the seatbelt sign is on, please fasten your seatbelt. Keep it fastened and visible while seated. Yes! You can release it as shown here when needed. The cabin crew also provides loop belts for infants.
Step 2. Don't be afraid to use shameless celebrity cameos in your safety video.
Did someone say cameo? It is illegal to smoke on this flight, including electronic cigarettes. It is also strictly prohibited to smoke in lavatories which are equipped with smoke detectors. So don't even think about it, hombre.
Batman, you want to sit next to me?
No, I fly biz class.
Set phones and all electronic devices to flight mode. All devices with no flight mode must be switched off. For takeoff and landing, please unplug all devices. Switched off. For takeoff and landing, please unplug all devices. Small devices may be held. Large devices must be stowed. If your device is lost or falls into the seat structure, call a cabin crew member.
Step 3. A sweet moment between a parent and child.
Dad.
In case of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down automatically. Pull the nearest mask towards you to start the oxygen flow. Make sure your mask is well adjusted before helping your child.
Stop being weird.
Step 4. It's not a flashy airline safety video without a song and dance. That will get stuck in everyone's head for the rest of the flight.
I got this. Attention to all passengers on this flight. We're gonna have a good time in the air tonight. It's a party in the sky. Let's pack our dreams and fly. It's a party.
Stop! It's gonna get stuck in my head. No one wants to hear a song about safety.
Moving on. Emergency exits are located on each side of the cabin at the front, center, and rear. The exit signs help you locate them. Locate the nearest sign, which may be behind you.
Hey, there it is! Ow!
In the event of an emergency evacuation, leave the aircraft following the exit signs and illuminated path along the aisles. As you exit, please leave all your luggage, high heels, and sharp objects behind so as not to impede the rapid evacuation. Exit doors are fitted with slides, which will be operated by the cabin crew in case of an emergency. Your life vest is located here or here. Place it over your head and pull the straps tight. Inflate as you leave the plane by pulling the red toggles are blowing into the tubes. The light will come on when in contact with water. The cabin crew provides life vests for infants. Please only remove and put the life vest on if instructed to, and inflate immediately. For takeoff and landing, close your tray table, open your window blind, and make sure your seat back is fully upright. Stow your footrest, video screen, and handset.
Step 5. Overly earnest closing remarks.
Thank you for your attention.
And cabin crew directives. Let's see. Sensible, safe, airline-approved humor. Signs, placards, pictograms, and cabin crew directives. Let's see. Sensible, safe, airline-approved humor, celebrity cameos. Oh yeah, enjoy your flight. Was that too early?
No! Yes! No! It's a party in the sky, let's pack our dreams and fly. It's a party in the sky, let's pack our dreams and fly. This is gonna get stuck in my head.
It's a party in the sky with Turkish Airlines.
Ladies and gentlemen, which is why we've created one with a touch of magic. When the crew will provide loop belts for infants. It is illegal to smoke in the toilets, which are equipped with smoke detectors. Set your mobile phones and all electronic devices to flight mode. For takeoff and landing, please switch them off, unplug them, and stow them away. In case of loss of mask over your nose and mouth, make sure your mask is well adjusted before helping your child. On the command, brace for impact, take the brace position as you see here. Emergency exit, which may be behind you. In the event, pound luggage, high heels, and sharp objects behind, not to impede the rapid evacuation. Place it over your Inflate as you leave the plane by pulling the red toggles or blowing into the tubes. The light will come on when in contact with water or by pulling the plug on the back. The life vest on if instructed to. Inflate it immediately. Exit doors are fitted with slides, which will be operated by the crew in case of an emergency. For takeoff and landing, please make sure that your tray table is closed, your window blind is open, and that your seat back is fully upright. Please stow your footrest, video screen, and headset. Thank you for your attention. For more
I got some safety tips that you gotta know, and trust me, it's something that you wanna hear.
So honey, sip your lips and enjoy the show before we move into the stratosphere, yeah.
So won't you buckle your seatbelt, pull them tight, and keep your in that chair until we turn off that light. Turn your electrical devices off as fast as you can. Don't make me ask you again. So tonight, get ready to fly, 'cause we're gonna live it on up in the sky. Virgin America knows all the places you wanna be. Fly away with me, fly away with me, yeah.
For the 0.001% of you who have never operated a seatbelt before, really? I mean, it works like this. Insert the metal end into the buckle until it clicks, and pull on the loose end to tighten, making sure it fits slow and tight across your lap. There you go. To open, lift on the top of the buckle. And remember, seatbelts should be fastened whenever you're seated, just in case of unexpected turbulence or weather conditions. Personal electronic devices should be turned off and properly stowed during taxi, takeoff, and landing. Laptops should be placed inside carry-ons or under the seat, not in seatback pockets or loose on the cushion next to you. Nice try. Your in-flight team or the sign above will determine when electronics may or may not be used during flight.
Yo, 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 now that you're bouncing your head to the rap scene, now the eyes all glued to the flat screen. If the cabin pressure's changing, you know that we won't be leaving you hanging. Pull your mask down first, don't worry, oxygen flows. Tighten the straps after placing on your mouth and your nose. If you're traveling with someone, like a child for instance, put your mask on first before you offer assistance.
Now under your seat, there's a life vest. First class, it's below your center armrest. Remove the pouch, tear it open, place it over your head. Are we coming in clear? Did you hear what we said? Buckle the white straps and tighten right around your waist. Once off the plane, pull the handles and your vest will inflate. If your vest doesn't feel, honey, no big deal. Blow into the red tube and you got every feel. There's a bright locator light and it's right on your shoulder. Thank you for your attention. This robot rap is over.
Just in case we must evacuate, we've got a plan of attack. We've got a plan of attack. For when no exits on this airplane. For exit doors, two in the front and two in the back. Well, in the unlikely event we need to get you outside, your exit is equipped with an inflatable slide. Only door slides can be used as a flotation device, and if you need to find the exit, you just follow the light.
They're at the base of the seats, they go from white into red. But keep in mind the nearest exit door may not be ahead.
So look around and let us just remind you, the nearest exit might be behind you. Yeah.
Okay, so this one's important for all you smokers out there. It's never allowed here, so don't you forget.
Don't forget.
Federal law prohibits tampering, destroying, disabling smoke detectors, so don't touch that cigarette. Don't you do it.
All right, it's time for final cabin check. Make sure all carry-on bags are stowed away, tray tables and seats are in their upright and locked positions, and all electronic devices are completely shut off.
I got some safety tips that you gotta know, and trust me, it's something that you wanna hear.
So honey, zip your lips and enjoy the show before we move into the stratosphere, yeah.
So won't you buckle your seatbelt, pull it down tight, and keep your in that chair until we turn off that light. Turn your electrical devices off as fast as you can. Don't make me ask you again. So tonight, get ready to fly, 'cause we're gonna live it on up in the sky. Virgin America knows all the places you wanna be. Fly away with me, fly away with me, yeah.
For the 0.001% of you who have never operated a seatbelt before, really? I mean, it works like this. Insert the metal end into the buckle until it clicks, and pull on the loose end to tighten, making sure it fits slow and tight across your lap. There you go. To open, lift on the top of the buckle. And remember, seatbelts should be fastened whenever you're seated, just in case of unexpected turbulence or weather conditions. Personal electronic devices should be turned off and properly stowed during taxi, takeoff, and landing. Laptops should be placed inside carry-ons or under the seat, not in seat back pockets or loose on the cushion next to you. Nice try. Your in-flight team or the sign above will determine when electronics may or may not be used during flight. Yo, 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 now that you're bopping your head to the rap scene, now the eyes all glued to the flat screen. If the cabin pressure's changing, you know that we won't be leaving you hanging. Pull your mask down first, don't worry, oxygen flows. Tighten the straps after placing on your mouth and your nose. If you're traveling with some
fascinated by that no one seems to have mentioned. If Boris Island replaces Heathrow...
Welcome to Map Men. We're the men, and here's the map.
Map men, map men, map men.
Today's map is of the disputed border between Egypt and Sudan. Sudan. In particular, this bit here called Bir Tawil.
A bit of land the size of London, which nobody wants.
As with many badly drawn borders, it starts with the British.
So we'll draw a line here in the middle of the desert, ignoring all tribal boundaries, because we own this place anyway, so I don't really see it being a problem. Can I please have a sandwich?
It turns out the British got very good at drawing straight lines, seemingly unaware of all the trouble they were to cause. But once a line's been drawn, that's final, right?
Unright.
3 years later, in 1902, the British drew a new line to better reflect cultural differences.
We should never have drawn that straight line. I can assure you the man who drew that line has been shamed.
So now there were two borders, a straight one and a squiggly one.
And here came the problem. This area, known as the Halaib Triangle, was valuable and both sides wanted to control it. So Egypt claimed the straight line
and Sudan claimed the squiggly line. The side effect? If either side claimed Bir Tawil, they'd have to give up the Halaib Triangle.
It remains the only disputed territory in the world where both sides insist it's not theirs.
So we could just go and claim it?
Technically, yes.
In 2014, an American named Jeremiah Heaton travelled to Bir Tawil and claimed it for himself so that his 7-year-old daughter could fulfill her dream of being a real princess.
Ain't nothing more important than my daughter's happiness, and now she's got everything she ever wanted, isn't that right, Sugar Plum?
So, due to the value of the Halaib Triangle, Bir Tawil, with literally nothing in it, is internationally recognised as terra nullius.
And although many people have tried to claim it, including worryingly Google, a lack of UN recognition,
or indeed any kind of recognition from anybody,
has left these claims as hollow as this globe. Goodbye.
Welcome to Map Men.
We're the men.
And here's the map. Today, we're looking at this 13th century Hereford Mappa Mundi, which is Latin for World Tablecloth.
It lives on display in Hereford Cathedral, and you may have noticed it couldn't look less like the actual world. But that's because this particular map was orientated with east at the top, so if we rotate it, it still looks nothing like the world.
Incidentally, orientated means east at the top, hence Orient. There are no oceans and only 3 continents, Asia, Europe and Africa.
And this is supposed to be Britain.
Noah's Ark is in Armenia, the Garden of Eden is in Asia, and there's a bearded figure with mixed genitalia, a turban and a single breast. It's almost a good enough reason to visit Hereford.
Hereford's nice.
No, it's not.
It's alright.
Never been.
So because nothing on this map looks anything like anything, it makes using it to get from A to B somewhat difficult.
Hi there, I'm trying to get to Babylon. Where are we?
Am I a northerner or a southerner?
That's easy. How do you pronounce this word?
Biv.
Welcome to Map Men. We're the men.
And here's the MIP.
For the purposes of this episode, Jay is from the south of England, and I am from the south of England, because we both are.
Ever since the Vikings invaded the north of England and slowly spread the gene that lets you wear no clothes in the winter, the two sides have viewed each other with suspicion.
Northerners accuse Southerners of speaking with evil accents, going to Eton, and saying the word mahogany at least twice a day.
While Southerners accuse Northerners of being in Coronation Street and giving back videos you've lent them unrewound.
And it's important to know which side you're on. After all, it could affect your house price, education, or your life expectancy. Come on, you South!
So where exactly is the line? We'll now attempt to draw it.
Okay. From top to bottom, England is 423 miles long, and the halfway point is in the Foundry Shopping Centre in Scunthorpe, which is here.
But that would give the south a population 6 times bigger than the north, and it would put Sheffield in the south, and that just doesn't feel right. No, that just doesn't feel right, no.
So, let's take population spread into account.
We'll use your one.
So, here is a new map which shows the country split into an equal 26.5 million people on each side, and that puts the line here.
But that would put Norfolk in the north. No, that doesn't feel right either, no.
Let's see where the great British public feel it is.
Well, our results were pretty inconclusive. Londoners drew the line immediately north of Watford.
Geordies drew the line immediately south of Sunderland.
And people from Birmingham kept insisting there's a place called the Midlands.
So people are idiots. What we need is a geography teacher. In 2007, a proper academic study was carried out by Professor Danny Dorling, taking a range of cultural and economic factors into account. This is the line he came up with.
What's noteworthy is that the line goes up at an angle, which puts Leicester, which is further north than Coventry, in the south, and Coventry, which is further south than Leicester, in the north, and vice versa.
And we can tell that Professor Dorling did his research properly, because the line is incredibly squiggly indeed.
So now, no matter where we live, we all know exactly which side of the line we're on.
Thanks, Danny!
But here at MapMen, we think we've spotted something of a trend.
It seems pronounced north-south divisions don't just affect England. Many countries have top-bottom rather than sidey-side splits.
New Zealand's North and South Island hate each other. Italy has a vicious economic north-south divide. The USA has its Mason-Dixon line.
And that's not mentioning the Koreas, Argentina, Belgium, France, Vietnam, and of course the entire world.
So, why north-south? Is it climate? Physiological bias towards top-bottom rather than sidey-side? Or is it just because lots of countries are tall rather than fat? Or is this theory just complete bollocks? We don't know, but why not argue about it in the comments section?
I will. Ugh. I've got Wales again.
Ah, Wales doesn't count.
Mahogany, mahogany.
I don't think we can make any runway. What about over to our right? Anything in New Jersey, maybe Teterboro?
Okay, yeah, off your right side is Teterboro Airport. LaGuardia departure, got emergency inbound.
This is Teterboro Tower, go ahead.
Cactus 1549 over the GW Bridge. Needs to go to the airport right now.
Check, does he need assistance?
Yes, bird strike. Can I get him in for runway 1? Cactus 1549, we'll try and go to Teterboro.
Obstacle. Obstacle, pull up.
Clear of conflict. No reload after 30 seconds in your master 1 and 2. Confirm off.
Off.
Wait 30 seconds.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
This is the captain. Brace for impact.
500.
Cactus 1549, turn right 280. You can land runway 1 Teterboro.
We can't make it.
Okay, which runway would you like at Teterboro?
Go ahead, try number 1.
Number 1. No relay.
going to end up in the Hudson.
Too low, terrain.
I'm sorry, say again, Cactus?
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
You also got...
The flaps out. Put the flaps out. Flaps out.
Cactus 1549, radar contact lost. You also got Newark off you at 2 o'clock in about 7 miles.
Got flaps out. 250 feet in the air.
Distraction.
It's extraordinary. That was no simulation.
No, it wasn't.
Gentlemen, I want to inform you that the left engine has been recovered. We just received a comprehensive report. There was extensive damage to both the guide vanes and fan blades of the engine. 5 compressor blades were fractured, and 8 variable guide vanes missing.
So no thrust.
As you testified, it was completely destroyed. The ACARS data was wrong. I'd like to add something on a personal note. Flight crew through still.
Runway 4, clear for takeoff.
Sully. Sully.
Sully, you're too low.
Sully.
Sully!
Sully.
Sully, where are you?
Warned us. No one said you were going to lose both engines at a lower altitude than any jet in history. This was dual engine loss at 2,800 feet, followed by an immediate water landing with 155 souls on board. No one has ever trained for an incident like that.
Our job is to investigate how a plane ended up in the Hudson River.
On the Hudson.
It's not a crash, it was a forced water landing.
Simulations showed that you could make it back to the airport.
Not possible. I felt it go. My aircraft.
Your aircraft.
I want you to know I did the best I could.
Of course you did. You saved everyone. People call you a hero.
I don't feel like a hero.
Show us your cake, Super Sully!
There's been too much talk in the press already.
I'm overwhelmed by all this attention.
The left engine was still operating.
What if I did get this wrong? What if I endangered the lives of all those passengers?
I got an A320 diving for the rivet.
You did everything you could. It was more than enough.
When was your last drink, Captain Solberg? Have you had any troubles at home?
Lives of a hero.
Show us your cake!
You saved.
Cactus 1549, runway 4, clear for takeoff.
Sully. Sully.
Sully, you're too low.
Sully.
Sully! Sully, where are you?
No one warned us. No one said you were going to lose both engines at a lower altitude than any jet in history. This was dual engine loss at 2,800 feet, followed by an immediate water landing with 155. controls on board. No one has ever trained for an incident like that.
Our job is to investigate how a plane ended up in the Hudson River.
On the Hudson.
It's not a crash. It was a forced water landing.
Simulation.